Welcome back to the Solution Podcast. We have another great episode lined up for you today. The first topic is, should we go back to traditional values or should we let things stay as they are? And here we have here today, I am Mo. We have
Octavio, man.
Kobe.
And we've got a special guest. You'd like to introduce yourself?
My name is Mantis.
Mantis, bro. Mantis, bro.
Mantis,
Second.
What's good?
Mantis, the only, the one and only.
Come on, bro. Come on.
And yeah, just before we get into things, I just want to say, check out in the description below. We've got all our social media links for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube and Rumble channels. They're all going strong, and we've got clips channels on YouTube and Rumble as well. Check that out. All the links are in the description. Thanks a lot, guys, for all our new subscribers and everyone commenting and giving us feedback, positive or negative. We welcome all of it. So that's much appreciated. So so as we get into it, should we go back to traditional values,
or should we let things
stay the same?
Stay as they are.
Oi.
So Octavio, what do you think about that?
I think that if we don't go back to traditional values, we are heading towards self-destruction. If we let things stay, stay as they are, then yeah, we can expect the nuclear family to fall apart. We can expect broken homes to increase. We can expect single mother households to increase. We can expect more damaged children. We can expect more damaged generations. We can expect the destruction of the very foundation that makes up society. So, I think if we don't go back to traditional values, we are,
Doomed.
Yeah. What do you think, bro? What do you think?
Whoa. Definitely, I think traditional values should be back in place because I think we lost our way a bit with this hookup culture that we have now, and the nuclear family is on the decline. There's not many people who want to get married these days, kind of because of what is promoted in social media as well, through whether it's music, films, or other podcasts you see. Yeah, I think it is a very sad state of affairs at the moment. You know what I mean? So I think traditional values do have to come back. Yeah, definitely.
People are very influenced, isn't it? What they say in the media is like that is the new religion.
A lot of echo chambering going on as well. Like people will be very influenced by people and not think for themselves, and that's the problem with technology now as well. A lot of people aren't doing any thinking for themselves. They're all being fed this, and they're just saying, "Oh, if that sounds good, I'm going to go along with this guy." Yeah. But they're not thinking for themselves and what their actual opinion is. You know what I mean? So
if nuclear families is the way, and we were doing it, historically. Like, what's gone wrong? Like, how did we get here? Like, why did we give up on nuclear families and, get into more secularism? Like, 'cause I like to think, what was the catalyst for this change? Like, what happened? Where did we go wrong, man?
You know what? I mean, I think it's a lot of things. It is, to say the truth. I think it's a lot of things.
Give us a couple. What do you think, Mama?
Right. It's like one of them I mentioned already, partly media. You know what I mean? I think that has a lot to do with it. I think it's swaying a lot of people's minds. A lot of people don't know what to think. Because, when people focus on social media too much, they're hearing, oh, all women are like this, or all men are like this.
Yeah.
When that's not necessarily the case when you actually go out into the real world, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a small minority in social media becomes the majority. So people are kind of... You understand what I'm saying? People are kind of like, thinking that's what everybody is like outside. So they're kind of scared to get into relationships and build with people.
Yeah.
How about the fact that girls ain't virgins no more?
I mean, that is a big thing as well. I mean, because I mean,
let's be honest, guys don't really want to wife women who have had many sexual partners, right?
Well, if we're to be honest, I mean, we don't really want a woman with a high body count. I mean, I'm just being totally honest. You know what I mean? We know, like, okay, everybody has a past or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we would prefer if our woman wasn't so ran through, for want of a better word. You know what I'm saying?
Run through.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You know what I mean by that? So
I wasn't being
yeah.
The reason why I'm mentioning that.
Yeah.
It's because it plays a big role into why society is literally self-destructing. It's tied to promiscuity.
Yes.
That's the reason.
Hookup culture.
That's hookup culture. That's the reason why I mentioned that. So, and we know that when a woman has more body counts, she it's far harder for her, far more difficult for her to stay in a long-term relationship. So we know that body count directly affects the chances of a person having a long-lasting marriage, which inadvertently affects the family structure. Do you see what I'm saying? So if she can't stay in a long-term relationship or in a long-term marriage, then that's gonna play a negative part. I hate that word negative, but it's gonna play a negative part. Yeah,
just say bad.
A negative part on on the children's lives and so on, because it's not just the woman, it's the children. Children are at stake, and we know that the children are the legacy. They are the next generation.
That's very true.
So would you advocate for women to become virgins?
It's a mad thing to say, though, isn't it? Because, like, how could that possibly actually happen in these times right now, with all these women being hypersexualized, where you see, like, the Cardi B's and all these people, like, just flaunting themselves, twerking and all this stuff. It's very hard for that to happen, isn't it?
They can just say no.
Yeah. But
so do you think, like, the media, the propaganda that's promoting these messages in society, do you think propaganda, the media machine, is too powerful that we can't combat back with our own message?
Nah, like, I mean, because it seems like we're so far gone now. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
I'm gonna be totally honest now. It's like it's got to a point where it's got so out of control now. I don't think we could actually get back there, bro.
So do you think we're just on a downward spiral of?
It's because there's so many things going on though. Because it's like, okay, if we got to think, why did certain women start becoming promiscuous like that? You know what I mean? This is the thing. Where did it actually?
Yeah. Feminism. Who dropped the ball?
Well, you could say feminism, but
men
then
dropped the ball.
But then again, good question.
Yeah.
Right, I'm getting onto that.
Yeah.
This is the thing, yeah, because I mean, okay, like if I'm to be totally honest here, let's see what was promoted. Like when I was in school, I remember like that main album I was listening to was Doggy Style, you know, Snoop Dogg's album. Yeah.
We promote intelligent conversations.
I know, but I'm just talking about experiences.
I'm joking.
So it's still intelligent to get me, so I'm just talking about my experience. It's real.
I heard that album too, man.
We all heard it.
So, okay,
Classic.
so we know what that album's about, innit? We know what that album's about.
Yeah.
So it kind of promoted a kind of
violence.
Yeah, and you know, you get me,
corn,
just linking up.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hookup culture references in there, you know what I mean? Like,
culture,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. So it's like, it kind of okayed it, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of normalized it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't until like, maybe say Lil Kim came out, you know, you get me, that like basically women started thinking, oh, I could sexually liberate myself now, you get me? I could be just like that as well. Why is it that men could just do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then you got this kind of back and forth, and now it's got to a point now where women are acting like they don't even need men anymore and stuff like that. But this is modern women. I don't want to say all women.
But did you know that has its roots in the sexual liberation movement in the 1970s? That's where it really came from.
You think so?
No, that's where it came from. Because they came out with the pill. They came out with the the abortion laws, and then after that they had the sexual liberation movement, which was all about empowering women to be sexually active, and they called that sexual liberation. So of course.
So are you saying feminism infiltrated hip hop?
Absolutely infiltrated. Feminism.
Then hip hop dropped the ball, man.
Feminism infiltrated every facet of society, every part of society.
Feminism
Feminism infiltrated
Feminism too powerful.
everything. But what I'm basically saying is yes, there is an agenda to mislead or to make, to create what we have today as hookup culture. There is an agenda. Yes, there is an agenda. Absolutely. No.
Yeah.
But it's still people's choices.
Yes.
At the end of the day. So
it is.
we can try, because a lot of people like to blame everything else apart from themselves. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's
Yeah,
that lack of
yeah.
accountability.
Yes.
Yeah, they like to blame everything else as if they don't have a brain, as if they don't have personal agency. They almost try to make themselves look like as if they are robots. You know what I mean? As if they're programmed. Yes, society has always had agendas. You see what I'm saying? Agendas will always exist. You can't have human beings without agendas. You know what I'm saying? There will always be an agenda. So feminism has always been an agenda. But did feminism grab your hands and force you to go out there and do what you did? No, they didn't. At the end of the day, you still made that choice. Yet, does it help to influence you? Yes. But are you still able to say no? Also, yes.
Well, that comes with discipline, yeah.
Exactly. So what are you choosing? Because the thing is, if we keep blaming society, then guess what? They're going to keep winning. Their agenda going to keep going forward because there's no accountability on the part of the people. So the minute we start saying, you know what, I messed up. I'm the one who
accountability.
That's when you're going to start changing society for the better. But from what I'm hearing from you, when we doomed, like we just headed towards self-destruction.
You said we're far gone. Like there's no coming back.
Because you just explained it as well. Because you said it's like a lot of the blame game as well, and this is the problem as well. People just blaming this, blaming that, and not really taking accountability and acknowledging what they are doing wrong. You know what I mean? And looking at this person, pointing at this person, saying, that person, this and that, but they're not actually taking accountability for themselves. Because I can look back and take accountability for when I was wrong. Like. Back in the days, I'm not gonna lie, I was a dirty dog. Like, you know what I'm saying, man? I had to go through certain experiences and mature in my mind and change my mentality to realize that was wrong. You know what I mean? And it's like, I can take accountability for that, but a lot of people don't, and a lot of people make excuses. This is the problem as well. I hear a lot of men as well make excuses for why they should be allowed to cheat. You know what I mean? And you can never really justify cheating. I understand that, like, okay, you know what I mean, we may be a bit more horny than women or whatever, you know what I mean? And may need our needs satisfied a bit more, but still, we can still have that self-control to say no. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Kind of thing, you get me? I mean, even though the woman can be selective in the partner as well, but I think it's both ways though, really.
Cheating is lying.
It is.
So, for example, I would have more respect for a man that, went over to a woman and said, "You get this. Here's what I'm gonna do. All right, take it or leave it. Okay, I'm gonna sleep with other women. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. That's not cheating.
That's what you negotiate.
Yeah, cheating is.
That's what I used to do.
Yeah,
that's different. That's different.
So exactly. So that's not cheating. At least
I know.
give. Cheating is deception. That's what cheating.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And most men, they don't have the economic power, you know what I mean? They don't have the finances to be able to have that level of confidence and approach a woman and tell her straight up, listen, here's what, you know what I mean? I'm going to sleep with other women and you can either take it or leave it.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you hear this a lot on the red pill. Women will accept that. They will accept that from a man that is financially stable. That you know what I mean, that can replace.
Well, we got to say some women, because not all women would accept that. That's what I'm saying, man. Exactly. It's like, because this is what I think. This is what the problem is.
I think the majority of women would, to be honest with you.
I think they're probably more likely to accept it from an
maybe on the majority scale. Yeah.
No. I would say modern women. Sorry, bro.
I think they would.
More modern women. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think they would if they believed in the men. The problem is they don't believe in the men no more. They don't trust the men can service them.
Service them to what?
In that way. Like, provide for them and protect them. I believe they've lost trust in men.
Nah, I think modern women is they just their hypergamy is just out of control. It's on steroids. For example, a guy earning a decent, an average amount or an average income is not good enough for them. Their lifestyle has to be some extravagant lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you compare it to women back in the days that didn't have such a high expensive lifestyle, you know what I mean? That didn't have, they were a bit more humble with it. Today,
I was actually going to talk about that.
Today, women are so materialistic. When I say women, I mean modern women, by the way. Guys. Modern women are so materialistic that the so-called standards that they put on, you know what I mean, the standards that they set is so unrealistic for most men. You see what I'm saying? So it's not even about raising a family and finding a man and building something with them. It's about what can you give me.
So they've changed their priorities.
Yeah, they've changed their priorities. It's not about the family anymore. It's about them.
That's one of the problems as well, because when you ask a lot of these modern women what they look for in a man, money is the first thing that comes up usually, and what the bag is. And then what baffles me as well is, like, you have a lot of these average women who are on an average wage saying they want a guy with 100k plus salary, which doesn't make no sense. That's like 10% of the population is making that, you know what I mean? So you're disregarding all these average men who could probably treat you nice and make a decent living, you understand?
Hypergamy on steroids.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't have to buy Jordans. You don't have to buy extremely
Even though I'm wearing
expensive.
Jordans, by the way.
You don't have to buy all of these things. You can have a nice life living just average. But guess what? Because people are so hypnotized by materialism. They're so hypnotized by by a lifestyle that's extravagant, you know what I mean? Because of that,
media again.
Because of that,
and corporations, marketing.
There you go. Yeah.
So do you think the reason why women, the catalyst for women being so hypergamous on steroids and change their attitude is because of the successful marketing campaigns of these companies trying to persuade women or society to buy these material goods?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, like, women are the main consumers of a lot of companies, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's the woman doing most of the spending, you know what I mean? So, I mean, like, I would say that. So, you know what I mean?
So why don't men, even though the corporations were probably founded by, like, middle-aged white men, why don't men in general use marketing strategies to try to persuade women to be more traditional and go back?
That's a good idea.
That's actually,
it might not be profitable enough. That's the only problem.
How would you go about that, though?
No.
You have to. That's where creativity comes in.
But we are reducing.
But you have to do it in a way that persuades them. Basically, if you want to persuade women to be more traditional, you got to do it. They have to do it by choice, not by force. If they do it by force, they're gonna push back. So it has to be out of their own will.
But we are reducing women to robots. It's like we are saying, what you said.
Yeah.
The marketing is influencing women to be,
to change their
behavior,
Yeah,
right? To stop being so materialistic. Right? And then you're saying, why don't men use the same tools to try and get women to?
Yeah, why not?
No, women are making a choice. Women are making a choice.
Yeah.
Women are making a choice, and
so you got to be in the race to, like, give them another alternative.
I don't think men should even be bothering with them. My thing is men should literally say, okay, you're not that, then you're out of it, no interested. So every average man right now,
you're just gonna push them away.
Hold on. Every average man should stop struggling to get these modern women whose hypergamy is on steroids. They should stop doing that. Okay, what they should be doing is looking for women who are traditional. So what the average man, I'll tell you what the average man can do. Stop funding the sex industry, because we know that it's mostly average men that are watching this type of stuff. We know that it's mostly average men that are liking these women pictures on Instagram. We know that it's mostly average men that are spending their time at home watching porn.
Then we need to pull those men up.
Hold on. Exactly. Those men, if those men I'll tell you a quick way that they can do this.
Yeah.
It's them that are paying for the OnlyFans and all of that. If those men turned around tomorrow and said, you know what, we're gonna stop this. All right, we're gonna stop this. We are average men and we're gonna stop this. Guess what would happen? Women will be like, okay, so we're not getting validation anymore for our bad behavior. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? This is crazy. Oh my goodness! And guess what? They would have to change their standards.
I hear that.
Yeah.
They would have to change their standards.
Yeah.
If you want attention from men, if you want a family, if you want a future, you're going to have to change their standards. Well, that's one way you can change women and start thinking, maybe I need to be a bit more traditional.
But
You see
what,
what I'm saying?
what
Because
about
we
the
know-
career women though? Does that apply to the career women who don't get, who aren't financed by promiscuous men, who are working regular jobs, who are working in Uber, working as bus drivers, working in the office, working as corporate executives? Like, how do you persuade those women now?
No, you don't. You just let them be.
But those women, that's the problem, because those women aren't the women that are shown like in social media and stuff like that. The women who are just normal and regular. Like regular people are not shown in social media. Average people are not shown in social media.
Yeah, but those women are not traditional either.
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
because their career, they're not.
So
I
hold on.
agree, I agree.
Who thinks
True,
that
actually,
a woman
yeah, I see where you're getting
who
at, yeah.
thinks that a woman with a career? Let's stop calling it careers, man. It's a job.
Bro, it's a career, man. It's a career. Obviously, there's some that have a job, but there's some that
Some do have careers, yeah.
very
Yeah, I
few,
agree with that, yeah.
very few
disingenuous,
people,
man.
very
their
few
way of
people.
That's not fair.
The thing is-
Very few people have careers, bro.
Even after 5 or 10 years, the career just turns into a job.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. But regardless, they not most people they don't have careers. They have jobs. Yeah, they have jobs. That's it. All right, they're killing themselves over jobs, not careers. Careers is just a fancy way of saying jobs. You see what I'm saying?
disagree.
Very
I
few
disagree.
people, even amongst men, where men actually have more careers than women, but even amongst men, it's a small number, or it's a small percentage of men that really have careers and they are completely driven and they are following that.
Now we've got to define your definition.
Hold on, wait.
Not making sense.
Hold on, but going back to the topic, who really thinks that a career woman is a traditional woman?
I don't.
Sorry, a woman with a job is a traditional woman.
Right.
No, but
Okay.
I think
Who's
a
going
lot
to raise the kids?
a lot of them
No, you got a
maybe
point.
started off as traditional women,
Yeah.
and as they go into the jobs or careers or whatever
Jobs.
they think that they're still a traditional woman, but actually they turn into modern women.
Without
I've seen this
realising.
happen.
Yeah.
Without realizing.
Yeah, the animal.
And the delusion in their head still latches on to them being a traditional woman, even when they're not.
Because some of those women are the women that say, "Oh, I don't need a man and all this to get me
Yeah.
because I'm doing everything myself." You know what I mean? And then that will cause a problem in a relationship as well, because you can't have two people leading. That's just not going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The man is supposed to lead, but you know what I mean? It's like
And the
you'll
woman's
clash.
supposed to follow, right?
So to speak, I mean, like, I don't have.
Mantis got very uncomfortable with that one.
Let me tell you one thing, yeah. Let me tell you one thing. I don't have a problem with a woman working. You don't get me? I don't have a problem with
I
that
have
at all.
a
You get
big
me?
problem,
You do? You do?
Yeah, because
What?
the thing is, if you're
Right.
trying to raise a family, bro, who's going to look after them kids, man?
That's a very good point.
Is the problem.
What-
It goes to childcare workers and nurseries, basically.
And let's not forget, we covered this last week, right? Was it last week that we covered it? Women that work, usually, first of all, they have less time for the family, okay? And that to me, that just means putting your family at risk. That's what putting your children at risk. That's what that means to me. And second,
Women working.
And hold on. And most of them delay family.
children,
They delay marriage. They delay all of these things. You see what I'm saying? And
then panic.
And then when they finally decide to do it, and if they're usually around 30, 29, 30, something like that, and they find a man that's willing to entertain that, they only have the psychological disposition to give them one child. Do you see what I'm saying? Or two children, because you're older now.
Yeah,
Most of your eggs are gone. Do you see what I'm saying? So they sacrifice their most fertile years. Do you see what I'm saying? In order to follow a job, being a bus driver, Tesco's, wherever it may be. So and then what tends to happen is, I don't mean to market, but what I'm saying is, Because most people have jobs, they don't have careers. Sorry, guys.
I don't get it.
So what was that?
I don't get that.
Hold on.
I don't get
Hold on. Wait. And then what happens is when they get to 30, I mean, like, it's like, you don't have the energy and the psychological disposition to give a man 5 children and raise a proper family. And most likely, because you've been working for so long, you're going to have manly traits, and the idea that you can
another topic.
The idea that you can just give all of that up after you've built habits, because whatever we do for a long time, we develop habits along with it. The idea that you're just gonna settle down and be a nice feminine woman and become a housewife and listen to your man. It's just childish. It's just unrealistic. It's not real. It's not the truth. Come on.
So do you think women should just own it? Like, if they're going to be a career person? I mean, some people think they can do it, be a career person and a traditional married woman. And there's men out there, marrying women like that. There's lots of couples out there in that dynamic.
But the facts show that, the fact shows that it doesn't work. If it did work, this 50-50 idea, a woman pursuing a job and a man having a job at the same time.
Maybe that's why divorce is.
If it did work, it did work, we would see marriages rising. But what do we see? Marriages are declining, broken homes.
I like that.
The statistics prove it. It's not working. That doesn't work because it goes against nature. It goes against what you were created for. It goes against the purpose of your existence. So all of that is just ego. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so to me, nah.
And furthermore, like, men don't really care about a woman's career, like, you know what I mean? Like, basically, as in, like, well, yeah. But as in, you get me, like, it'll be one of the first things that a woman is interested in about a man, you know what I mean? Where for a man, we don't really care about that. Just as long as you're fit, friendly, feminine.
Yeah,
we're good.
Submissive.
Yes. Yeah, I knew that was coming at some point.
Agreeable.
Super submissive.
That's what I'm saying, man.
But so like then we got to figure of the solution. Like, how does it get resolved? Like, well, I mean, we still haven't got to the root of the problem, or have we?
No, we have. We've established that traditional values works, and if we want to survive, we need to go back to traditional values. We've established that. But
remember, I said though, it's hard for it to get back to that though, because, like, I mean, how many women do you know that are not working? I don't know many women that are not working. Most women that I know are working. You know what I mean? So it's like,
you're saying we're doomed? Because the thing is, if we don't change, that is the outcome. It's not. Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying is,
but haven't we thought maybe that's what society wants?
Well, we're going on a downward slope,
like the breakdown of humanity.
Yeah, for real.
No, don't worry. I think out the box sometimes. You get me? But what if this is all to clear the entrance for the robot society as we see that happening right before our eyes? You know what I'm saying? Like
the Matrix.
This is what I'm saying.
AI,
you never know.
AI,
dude, man. It's happening now.
Ladies, we're doomed.
You got things like ChatGPT where people are like actually like asking like this app, to like write them an essay and stuff. You know what I mean? Essays and stuff. So they're not even thinking for themselves. You know what I mean? So it's like robots are doing all the work for us right now. You know what I mean? So who says this is not part of the plan?
The plan.
Of, like, was it the destruction of humanity? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it just seems like on a downward slope. And I think it's mainly in the Western world, though, to say the truth. Because I don't think outside the Western world, why do you think a lot of men are going to marry abroad and stuff like that? You get me? I'm finding wives elsewhere.
Because they want.
There you go. Passport bros. You get me? Why do you think that's happening? Because it's like, I think it's the mentality of the Western world. And I think this country, in general, copies America a lot as well. So we get influenced by the ideologies of what's going on in America, and this is the problem as well. And we know America's far gone, so we're next.
So you agree that we're doomed?
I do, I do actually agree we're doomed. I mean, like,
so if we don't go back
it's a hard fact to stomach and digest, but I mean, I really can't see any way of it getting back to how it was.
I mean, there is a way we can get back to it.
What is it?
How is that?
How is that? Oh, it's simple. men stop funding bad behavior from stop.
But how are we going to get
hold
those men to stop funding that? Because that's what I'm saying. There's always going to be a market for that.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how.
As I say,
stop funding the sex industry, right? Stop validating bad behavior from women, right?
Yeah.
Now, how do you stop men from doing that?
You got to train.
If you don't care about your legacy, if you don't care about leaving something behind, then by all means continue destroying yourself. But if you do care about legacy, if you do care about the next generation, if you do care, because only men will be able to change this. Women won't change this at all. Okay? Because men are the leaders, women are the followers. You agree with that one, right?
well, yeah,
Of course you do. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm basically saying is that unless men want to have a legacy again, unless men want to save the next generation, well, they're gonna have to make that sacrifice. And nothing happens without sacrifice.
Yeah. So do you think like more men should like register for military service? Some form of military service to learn some discipline.
Bloody hell!
Do you think that's the solution?
I think that's a good idea, and I think you're on the right lines because
I would be on that.
The average man who is actually not doing well for themselves is the majority of men.
Yes,
they're probably like 80%, and that's what they're funding the adult industries in masses. But they don't realize their own power.
Yes,
that's the thing.
Thank you, Mo.
Yeah,
they don't actually realize it. Yes. So
especially if you're born by a father.
What Kobe was saying before about actually training them. They need to understand and realize the power that they actually have.
Yes.
Then I think things will start changing. Work themselves up as much as they can, and try and get that money because that's the main source of power.
But I reckon you need. You came up with a good idea. Join the army. It will teach you some discipline. It will teach you some core values. It will teach you sacrifice.
It will teach you to be a man.
It will teach you some resilience. It will teach you some which goes back to discipline. It goes back to all of that. It will teach you all of those things. Do you see what I'm saying? And those things is what you need when it comes to making money, for example, when it comes to being driven, when it comes to not falling into depression, when it comes to all of that, leading the family and so on and so forth. But those core values, which for all human history was the father instilling in the son, do you see what I'm saying? It's now gone because most of these guys, they don't even have fathers. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's another thing, man.
And they even got this thing where, my father lives over there, so that's okay. You know, I see him once a week, that's okay. That's not okay. You need to be actively there on that house. Do you see what I'm saying? Leading and watching and allowing your son to see that leadership take place and how that leadership, a lot of men don't know how that leadership actually, how do I say this, is seen or is you know what I mean?
Works.
How it works. You see it through your father and your mother. Do you see what I'm saying? But you need to see that full time at home. That's how you learn that. If you don't, if you're only seeing it, I see my father once a week. You're not seeing no real example of leadership.
And this is the problem.
So that's basically it. So those core values that men used to be taught through their fathers at home. Do you see what I'm saying? It's now gone. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is why I actually agreed with you when you mentioned the army. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I would grab all of those kids.
That's what I'm saying.
And put them in the army.
I'm starting my boot camp soon.
Put them in the army because I'm not saying it's going to do the job. Do you see what I'm saying? But it will help a lot. It's not going to fix the problem, but it will help.
And it starts with the mindset.
Yeah, it starts from everything starts with the mindset. Do you see what I'm saying? But it will definitely help. Yeah.
I mean, I think you made a good point about like a lot of men are being raised by men. And this is the problem.
By women, you mean?
No, I said aren't being raised by men. They're being raised by women. This is what the problem is, you know what I mean? So it's like they're not really learning how to be a man because a woman can't raise a man. That's what it is.
And women they definitely can't.
That's what women used to believe that back in the day. Women used to believe that the mother can't raise the son. Like that used to be a saying. Like your
that's
dad,
what I'm saying.
That used to be a saying.
I don't know what happened to that.
What happened to that?
But now
because now
that's what I'm saying. Feminism, man. Damn, they did a good job.
Because now what's happening, you're getting a lot of emotional men now, over-emotional men, and it's like they don't really know how to think logically. Yeah. So this is the problem.
Yeah. That's dangerous.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It is. And when you're not in control of your emotion, it all goes Pete Tong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So then, what do you think the solution is?
I gave mine.
The army.
We said one. We said the army.
The
That's
army.
one
That's
solution.
I think I gave mine as well. Just we need to be putting out this message more and more often out there, and telling men, stop validating bad behavior from women, stop funding the sex industry, stop liking women pictures on Instagram. I can't say it enough, but you need to stop it. The minute you stop it, that will cause women to start thinking twice about their bad habits. Do you see what I'm saying? Because right now women just look at men as something to draw attention from, to get attention from, and for monetary value. You know what I mean? And that's not the purpose of our existence. The purpose of our existence is to procreate, you know what I'm saying, and build families and build nations, build communities, build nations. So stop validating bad behavior from women. And like my brother said here, you know what? Seriously, like if we can get kids that haven't grown up with a father in the army, that would definitely help them. It wouldn't fix the problem, but it will help a lot. It will definitely help a lot. It will teach them some discipline, some resilience.
Just get a few meat wagons, rile them up, put them in the wheat wagon, take them to a disclosed location.
What's your solution, bro? What's your solution?
I mean, I think you pretty much said it. I mean, like, we have to find a way of diverting some of these men's attention, because I mean, I think their attention is fixed in the wrong direction, and this is the problem. Like,
I know a good way to divert the attention. Put all that energy into building a business. Corporate business is
definitely. 100%. 100%. Yeah, that is a very good idea. You know what I mean? I mean, like, we need more people pushing that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And trying to get people's minds thinking that way.
Yeah. Pour that energy.
Rather than all this ratchet kind of activity and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Promoting all this hypersexuality. But yeah.
What about you?
I think, I agree with all of you that men have to kind of become better. And I think now with the internet, Kobe hit the nail on the head. It's like there's no excuse now to not get on the internet and make money for yourself.
Exactly.
You might have to learn a few things, but it's all there. And I think also another thing, the average man, I think a lot of them just fade into the background and they just become like just another number. They got to stop this kind of way of thinking and realize it actually does make a difference if you unplug from all the corn and Hollywood and what other media is out there. So like realize that, you know, you can make a difference, you can make money, and you can be better. So let's do it.
Yeah. Salute.
Definitely, man.